Hello guys, this is Reese from Bommarito St. Peter's Volkswagen in St. Louis. Today I'm bringing you a 2019 Volkswagen Atlas SEL Premium. This particular unit is in pure white on the exterior with a Titan black leather interior. This one does have captain's chairs, so this is only a 6-seater. It also has 21-inch Brazelton alloy wheels as an option on this car on Pirelli tires. Notice the nice long bold line down the side of the car that hikes up into the wheel arches and continues into the tail light and also goes to the front towards the headlights. Chrome accents around the windows, and then we also have chrome accent at the base of the door right above the black plastic line there. This car does come with push button start, keyless entry, power folding mirrors, remote start, autonomous emergency braking up front, LED headlights, LED running lights, halogen fog lights, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, rear traffic alert, a panoramic sunroof with a power sunshade, power liftgate, tow hitch package, which tows 5,000 pounds. As you notice, the chrome accents along the tailpipes. Those wheels are super nice. This is the first Atlas we've gotten with the 21-inch wheels. Let's take a look inside. On the inside you have 3-seat memory, lumbar support, as well as a power seat forward and back. There's a look at that perforated seat, that leather seat with the headrest adjustment there and a white stitching. Also, this is a heated and ventilated seat. It does also feature Fender audio. That's your premium audio, along with power door locks, power mirrors, heated mirrors, again power folding mirrors, and a one touch up, one touch down on the windows, as well as a window lock for the rear passengers there. And there's your Fender, just like Fender guitar, it's a Fender audio premium system. It does come standard with Volkswagen's digital cockpit. There are 3 views. On the later production models for 2019, it changes how the views are looked here, or how they look. You can do the dial, you can do widescreen, or you can do driving data in the surrounds. And then your parking gear is showing down here in the corner, right there, and then your miles per hour shows right there. As I said, this car does come with lane assist, adaptive cruise control, front autonomous emergency braking up front, and rear cross traffic alert. It's a flat bottom leather wrapped steering wheel. Your cruise control functionality is right here on the steering wheel. You also have your volume control right here. You can set following distance for the car in front of you using this little button right here, and it shows up in the dash there. If you see those little white arrows moving back right by the red seat belt icon. As for your assist systems, you have lane assist, rear traffic alert, front assist, all of those options, as I did already mention. Now you do have your fuel gauge over here in the corner, all the way to the right, and then your thermostat all the way over here to the left with this new design. Earlier in 2019, this LED display was a little different. You had multiple menu options you could go through. This does have a telescoping adjustable steering wheel, which is also heated. You just lock this guy in and you can raise or lower the steering wheel when that's unlocked. Coin box for storage right there. There's a look at the key stashed right there. And then we also have automatic headlights as well as fog lights. Let's take a look at that key fob real quick. Key fob here. You have your remote start functionality right there. The unlock and lock buttons are right here, and then your rear hatch. On the side is where your panic button is. You also have a remote trunk release right there, or hatch release. Just by pulling up on that. There's your power lift gate. And by pulling up on that and holding, it also closes that rear hatch. So back to the steering wheel here. Flat bottom on the steering wheel. We move over to the radio here. You have an MIB2 radio, which gives you navigation. Navigation is here right now, but while that is over there, your screen's blacked out here, but you still have a nav screen. It does also give you App Connect, which gives you Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, or MirrorLink using this system here, and the USB port down here connected to your phone. You do also have a rear view camera with trajectory steering, so that yellow line moves depending on where you turn the steering wheel. The green line stays static, and then you also have the red line there. Dual climate zone with a third climate zone control for the rear. You also have this menu button here that I can push, and it brings up my display right here. The system's currently off. I can turn it on. I can control by touching the blue side, lowering the temperature, or the red side, raising the temperature, turning off sync. So now I can have individual temperatures on each side. I also have something called Air Care, which is an air filtration system, which is pulling in outside air but filtering it before it circulates it into the cabin. Filters out pollutants and allergens. Pretty nice little feature to have. Also here you can see the blue line expanding there, showing you how it's treating the cabin there. I can go back to nav while that's going, and I can touch on the screen here this map button, and I can swap navigation from here and move it back over here. And if you didn't notice that, there's an infrared sensor built into the base of your screen where you wave your hand in front of it, and you have hot buttons that suddenly pop up. So as I reach for the screen here, I can push this map button. It blacks out here and shows up back over here. And by hitting the view button, I can change my display here. So now it's full screen. Also, back to this setup here, all your vent settings are right here. You have a heated seat and a ventilated seat, and you can run heat and ventilation at the same time with those seats, and it's 3-phase, so you can push the button 3 times and it shuts it off or starts it. It also comes up on your screen where you have a heated steering wheel functionality right there, and a button right here as well, right there. So you've got either one to control that heated steering wheel. Rain sensing wipers are going to be standard on a car. And then they're also speed sensitive. Auto start stop shut off button is right here. So by turning that on, it kills the auto start stop. It shows that it's deactivated there. Now that's what that does is it's based on hybrid technology. It came from hybrids for fuel economy, where the engine will shut off when it's not needed. If you come to a red light or a stop sign. Here is a look at the push button for the push button start. It's down here rather than up here somewhere on the dash. This car also comes with a 360 camera where you have this overhead view. And by touching one of the panels, I can actually look at that camera directly. Touch another panel, I can touch the other side. Touch here, I can do this as well. And then also look at the rear. So, park assist is also another feature. This car will actually park itself. It will parallel park and perpendicular park. By popping this button here, I get this little icon here, and then I can turn it back off using that same button. I also have a lighted cup holder, and we're going to turn off this camera here. Here's a look at my screen again. It's an AM/FM radio where the CD player is actually hidden in the glove box along with an SD card. SD card reader. You have one SD card here for navigation, and then the others for video or music. There's a look in your glove box. And you also have a holder set up here for extra SD cards. There's wood grain interior that goes across the glove or the door into the dash and across into the other door. There's also lighted vanity mirrors up here above your head here. One on each side for each passenger. And then you also have these buttons up here. These are for CarNet. This is your roadside assistance one with the wrench here, the one with the eye as information. So like if you wanted to find a nice restaurant near your location, they can send it to you. And then this is your roadside or your emergency services like 911 or police or fire. 1, 2, 3 buttons here are going to be for your garage door memory. This car does have a giant panoramic sunroof. So by hitting this button here, that's your sunshade. And then this button right here opens the sunroof. Now with this sunroof, it does have a pop-up windscreen. It automatically pops up. And the first panel of glass stacks on top of the second over the second row passengers. There's a look at your seat belt adjust there. And here's another good look at that perforated leather, Vienna leather seat. In this little armrest here, it's leather padded, and there's also a USB port in here. My wife loves this because she can keep a medium-sized purse in that storage area. Again, there's a USB there, 12 volt there, and a auxiliary port there. Let's take a look at the second row. Windows are going to be tinted on this car. All of the windows are tinted. The front two are not. Everything else is tinted. Here's a look at the captain's chair. In the second row, it's the same Vienna leather. These seats are heated. They are not ventilated, but they are heated in the second row. And if you got a bench set up with this option, the middle seat that would be in the middle is not heated. Third row seats are going to be leatherette, not leather. It helps with durability when you fold these seats down, so you're not carrying cargo on them all the time. Those headrests do pop right up with the flick of a wrist for your rear passengers. Notice how high the seat sits off the floor. It gives you nice leg room and a nice leg angle where adults are completely comfortable in the third row on a 200 to 300 mile trip. What's nice about this car also is this little setup here. The bottom of the seat is actually dropped out, so you could keep a front facing car seat strapped in without having to remove it for rear passengers to climb in. This little lever here is a two-way switch to push back. I lift up, push the seat back. It's now locked back in place. There's that two-way switch and the pitch forward. I just lift up and the seat pitches forward and coasts. Bottom drops out, so a front-facing car seat does not have to be removed. There's a look at the other captain's chair there. These seats do have a bar underneath to slide them forward and back as well. There's a look at your climate control in the center console, 2 USBs, and there's also a 3-prong plug-in right here, which allows you to plug in a laptop or some type of other device with a 3-prong plug-in. This seat does have a handle here where the seat will fold flat as well. So each of these seats will fold flat like this, as well as the third row seat here, folding flat. So you have this continuous all the way through the cabin. Again, these do have a sunshade for the second row passengers. Maybe you have kids in car seats, you want to protect them from sunlight a little bit. You have that little sunscreen on each side. Another look at those super nice wheels. Power assisted lift gate here on the back. This one actually has a bumper applique right down there across the back of the bumper to protect against scratches. Here's a look at the left side with the seats folded down, how easy that is. The right side folds just as easily. So there's a little lever on the back of that on the side of that captain's chair to fold that seat down. And you'll notice that the rear seats, then the third row, have a top tether hookup on each side. And there's also a top tether hookup for the captain's chair option there. Here's a look through from the back at the captain's chair and also the panoramic sunroof and the layout, the steering wheel, center console, armrest, all the way back. This particular one comes with monster mats, also cargo containment blocks, a roadside assistance kit, and then also this one in particular does have a cargo cover for the third row. If I can get to it here with one hand. There's a look at your cargo cover right there. And underneath that is actually your subwoofer, a quick release subwoofer to get to the spare. And this one does also have a cargo net as well. Seatbelt clips in the side to clip the seatbelt out of the way if you're carrying cargo. And then also a 12-volt charger there. Third row seats do have vents for rear passengers in the third row and the C-pillar, and there's also trunk lights on each side, and these recessed cavities here help with golf clubs. Yes, you can get a double stroller in this car with the third row seats up. A double stroller will still fit behind the third row seats up. If you're interested in this car, it has a 6-year 72,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty from Volkswagen. Also, if you buy from me at Bomarito St. Peter's here in St. Louis, you're going to get a 10-year, 200,000 mile nationwide powertrain warranty on the car. Engine and powertrain warranty. Free of charge, no additional charge for that. Also, we'll give you your 10, 20, and 30,000 mile oil changes free of charge. Those are done at our dealership. You won't pay for an oil change until you hit 40,000 miles. If you have any questions about this car, please give me a call, 636-290-4257. or on Facebook at Reese sells cars. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you very much, guys.